Everything within the Earth and the environment is interrelated. The interconnections of the climate are comparable to the threads in a spider web. If one part of the web is removed, the stability of that web is greatly affected, just as humans have the ability to strongly impact our own environment.
Hi, I'm Corey. Hi, I'm Kelly. We're going to teach you a little bit about why land use change has a great impact on the climate, and also how this change is progressing at an increasingly rapid rate. Human-induced land use change has significantly transformed the Earth's surface. Aside from fossil fuel use, land use change constitutes the largest impact on human-induced climate change. NASA scientists estimate that between 1/3 and 1/2 of the planet's land cover has been altered by human development.
This battle against man-made climate change rests in reducing emissions of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, of which land use change alone has contributed to about 35% of emissions. Greenhouse gases trap the heat in the atmosphere and gradually warm the surface of the Earth. Deforestation and urbanization land use changes can contribute to increasing levels of greenhouse gases.
Forests cover 30% of the world's land surface and hold a greater amount of carbon dioxide than the Earth's atmosphere. This means they are like a giant sponge for carbon dioxide, acting as the most vital carbon sink on the planet. But when the forests are cut down, the carbon dioxide held in the trees is released into the atmosphere as greenhouse gases, just as if that sponge is wrung out. Human-caused greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, have increased annually by 20% from deforestation alone.
Rainforests are of particular importance since they are home to about 51% of the world's biodiversity and an invaluable source of vegetation. Once covering about 14% of the world's surface, they are now reduced to a mere 6%. And steadily declining.
Each year, 32 million acres of rainforest are deforested. This is the equivalent of 24 million football fields, including the end zones. And if rainforests continue to be cleared at this rate, they will be completely eliminated within roughly the next 47 years.
Let's take a look at Porto Velho, a city in Brazil that has suffered massive deforestation in the rapidly declining Amazon rainforest. Here's a true color image of Porto Velho in 1992. In this color-altered version of the same image, red represents the vegetation and the grayish areas are where the forest has been removed. In the areas that have been cleared away for roads and development, we can see the pathways through the forest that will lead to further deforestation and habitat loss. This is Porto Velho in 2005. Only 13 years later. Notice the further road construction in the forest. The deforestation has been implemented in a fishtail-like pattern, with further deforestation continuing from original roads and development.
One of the main causes for deforestation is in fact urbanization. Urbanization is the growth and expansion of cities as people shift from rural to urban living areas. Urban sprawl occurs when a city spreads out from high-density to low-density living conditions. The result is increased transportation costs and energy use, and creates an overall higher inefficiency of living and development. Urban sprawl also initiates the destruction of habitat, forestry, and natural landscapes, and results in more pavement, asphalt, buildings, structures, and related emissions that contribute to global climate change.
Dallas, Texas is an example of modern urban sprawl. In a matter of a couple of decades, there's an obvious expansion of human-induced development. As we browse an image taken in 1979 of Dallas, we can see the beginnings of a sprawled city. But moving forward just a few decades to 2006, we can see a quickly developed urban area. Notice the bodies of water encircling the city. This is a great indicator of the expansion of Dallas by comparing the city limits from 1979 to 2006. Moving to another U.S. city, we will take a look at Las Vegas, Nevada, another prime example of rapid urban growth. This is a true color image of the city of Las Vegas in 1984. Watch as the city rapidly expands over a course of 25 years. This kind of urban sprawl is taking place all over the world as populations in major cities continue to grow.
Climate fluctuations are a naturally occurring process throughout global history, but human-induced climate change is a relatively new process. Deforestation and urban sprawl have created an unprecedented global impact in land use change on the environment.
These three locations we discussed are just a few examples that express the magnitude of current problems involving land use change. Everyone has an opportunity to promote awareness about the importance of land use change on the climate. The question you have to ask yourself now is, what are you going to do about it?